Hey guys, I'm Saitija and in this video I'm going to talk about classes, objects, case classes and traits in Scala. A Scala class is like a Java class. We use the class to create objects or instances of the class. And a Scala object is like a Java singleton class. If you want exactly one given kind of object, just define it directly. No need to create a class first. And a Scala case class is just like a class with extra goodies. All the constructor parameters are implicitly val fields. And I'll be explaining the val and var fields later. And free implementations of equals, hash code, toString, copy, and factory method is available in case class. And a case class is about pattern matching. A Scala trait is like a Java interface. Scala traits may include concrete methods, not just the abstract ones. And Scala has no special inner class as in Java. We use the inner classes in Java, but in Scala it is not possible. But in Scala we can nest anything inside that, like a method inside a method. And syntax of classes. We can define the class like this: class, class name, and the parameters and the body inside the flag braces. The class definition is the primary constructor. The parameters and the body are optional. We can define the parameters and the body, or we cannot, but it can work. The parameters, if any, are marked with var fields. A var parameter will cause a field getter and a setter to be included. Example: variable p or var p is to int. Here p is a normal variable and int is the data type of the variable p, and gives a method. P gives it is a return type of the method, that is a return type of the variable p, that is int for the method. And val field, val is similar to var, but it doesn't have a setter method. It does have a getter method though. And a class can be created with neither nor, and neither val also can be used within the body of the class, but not create a field or any methods. Generated methods may be overridden in the class. And constructor, the class definition is a primary constructor. When creating a new object, the code within the class is executed. Auxiliary or additional constructors have the syntax like this: def this of parameters and call a constructor declared earlier, and the rest of code is your piece. And calling constructor is just as in Java. We can call like a class p is equal to new person of class, or object p is equal to new object of class. And these are some examples. If I want to create a class called person with the parameters first name, last name, and age, I can use like this: a class person. First, for the first name, I'm using val field of a data type string, first name of data type string. I'm using a val, and for last name, I'm using var, and the last name is of data type string. And I'm not considering any val or var for the age. So if you want to if you want to give the object to any variable, let's say suppose Mary. If you want to create a person named Mary, val Mary equal to new person of, we are giving the first name as Mary and last name as Smith and the age as 23. If you want the first name of the person Mary, we can directly give it as Mary dot first name. It returns the data type as well as the value of the person, value of the first name. And if you want the last name, it is similarly similar to the first name. We can directly take it as Mary dot last name. It will return Smith. And if we want to modify the first name or last name, we can directly do it like this: Mary dot first name equal to salary. Here it generates an error because here we are using val. As discussed earlier, the val field does not have setter method, so it cannot set the method. So it cannot set the value. It only displays the value. And whereas the var value has a setter method, so we can change the setter method, change the value of the last name. And the Mary dot age, since the age has no val or var field, it gives an error that it is not a member of the class, but it can be declared inside the class. And this is another example, but with in a simplified way, similar to the last example. An object. An object is defined similar to the way that the class is defined, but it cannot take parameters. Example, we can define a class like object of object name and the body. A program's main method is defined inside the body, inside an object. Like a def main args of array of string and the body. It is defined inside the object, so it is similar to Java. Like in Java we use main method inside the class main, and inside the class we use public static void main string args. But in Scala we use object, and inside the object we use main method, like def main args of array of string and the body. And companion objects. Scala's equivalent of static is the companion object. The companion object of a class has the same name as the class, and the companion object of the class is defined in the same file as the class. The object and the class can access each other's private fields and methods. In the class, access to the fields and methods in the companion object must be qualified with the name of the object. And the abstract class. To define a method as abstract, simply omit its body. It means that simply leave its body. Don't give the body function. Don't give any value inside the body. And to define a field as an abstract, just omit its initial value. Just don't give any value. Example, where name equal to, don't give the value. Just you place it at where name. And a class containing abstract methods or fields must be declared as abstract class. As in Java, an abstract class is one that cannot be instantiated. So in a concrete subclass, you cannot override. You do not need to override keyword. You do not need the override keyword. And the case classes. Syntax for the case class is like this: case class, class name, parameters, and the body. All the parameters are implicitly val, but if you want to declare var, it is possible. And the methods are a toString equals hash code and copy are generated, and apply and apply are also generated. Apply, what is apply? Apply lets you omit the word new. Apply lets you omit the word new when you create the objects. Unapply lets you use the objects in the pattern matching. Case classes can be pattern matched. Example, case class person of age and int, age of integer variable and name of string data type. Sorry, case class person of age, integer data type and the name of string data type. When we give that, it will apply as it will give the output as a defined class person. And when we give a person, when for a object like val Dave equal to person of 40 comma Dave, it stores a person Dave as a 40 and his name is Dave. And we can use a method, match method like this, dev match, and case person. We can use the case class like this: case person of a comma n. If a is greater than 30, then the person is old. And case if the case not gets satisfied, it will return as whatever. Similarly here. And coming to traits. Traits are like Java's interfaces. Syntax: trait, trait name, body. Unlike Java, traits may have concrete, that is defined methods. A class extends exactly one other class, but may with any number of traits. Syntax: class, class name, parameters extends other class with trait 1, trait 2, and so on nth trait. And it can also be used like this: class, class name of parameters extends trait 1 with trait 2, trait 3, and so on up to trait n and the body. Pattern matching with match. Okay, it can be done like this. If we give the case as today, match of Saturday. If the today is Saturday, then it will print as party party party, else it will print if it is Sunday it will print pray, and if it is either of Sunday or Saturday it will just print the day is a working day. Parameters in braces. A block consists of any number of statements inside braces. The last value in the block is the value of the block. Parenthesis can enclose multiple statements. When a method takes just one parameter, you can put the parameter inside braces instead of parentheses. Like this example, ABCDE substring of 2. Here it will give us a substring of this string from variable 2, that is from the value 2. If we give the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the from index 2, that is C, D, E, F, G, we are getting the substring. This example is pointless and looks silly. Thank you.